RAD Radio presents the RAD pROBcast.
I'm blessed to once again have as my guest for this pROBcast my wife, Christina.
Hello. Hi, y'all.
So
excited.
Continue.
Thanks for having me, babe.
Hello. That's so sexy.
Shut up. Go.
That's what she says after we have sex.
Oh, no. I know it's not.
Thanks for having me.
Not at all.
I always think that
doesn't even. I go to sleep.
But I always think that when because I'm a pervert.
Yes.
When I watch, because I watch news all the time, so they'll have guests on, right? And whenever a guest will say, "Thanks for having me," I'm like, "Oh."
Well, they say it the way, "Thanks for having me."
No, they don't. But that's how I hear it. Whatevs.
Do your thing.
I'm doing it, which is just diving into conversation with you.
Yeah.
I mentioned the last time that you were a guest on the pROBcast. Which that is what you are, a guest.
We'll see about that. We're working on it.
I make notes when you say silly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's stop.
Fine.
pROBcast. What?
RABcast.
Yeah, they can't hear that.
They can't hear that. RABcast. Sorry.
I make notes whenever you say ridiculous things or whenever we have fun interactions, kind of thing.
Have you run out of paper yet?
You run out of paper yet? No, there's lots of trees. This was something. A while back, a week or two ago, I found out, thanks to you, that Sprite soda is spicy. I would like you to explain how that's possible.
It's spicy.
It's not. That's not an answer. It's not spicy. It's Sprite.
Okay.
Is 7-Up spicy?
I don't drink 7-Up.
You've never had 7-Up?
I've had it, but I have not had it in enough time. Like, time has passed since, and I cannot reference the spice of 7-Up. But I'm pretty sure it's probably spicy.
Is everything carbonated spicy to you? Like, is Perrier spicy?
Yes, Perrier is very spicy.
So carbonation is what you're talking about.
But I get it. Okay. See, for me, it manifests for my throat.
Wife throat.
I knew I couldn't have this conversation without this. Okay. Are we going to have the conversation?
Go ahead.
Yeah, It's spicy because it sticks with you and it stings and it's spice. It's spicy.
That's
like, especially when you have
carbonation.
okay, but then carbonation's spicy. It's spicy. That's how my body manifests it or not metabolizes it, but that's how my body experiences it. It has to be a freshly opened like soda, and it's usually Sprite.
The
Coca-Cola,
freshly opened
because
I'm sorry. The freshly opened sodas are the spicy ones.
And cold
Right,
because
that's
the
carbonation, dude.
I know, but to me it feels like spiciness.
Okay.
And it's spicy because it like burns my esophagus and my mouth.
I'll
and
allow
so it's
it.
Spice.
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Your mouth.
If anything LO worthy is burning my mouth and my throat, we have a doctor to call. So, no LO to the spiciness.
So, do you want to try to explain to me, by the way, since you mentioned it, what is for those that are listening and not watching, my wife is black. What is the connection with Sprite soda and black people?
I don't know what it is, but it's like, I forget where.
Is it an intentional, like, serious,
no,
like...
I don't think so. I don't think it's intentional. It just happened.
Where did we hear it? Or did we hear it?
That's what I was trying to think of, where we heard it, where it's like...
when did Sprite become the black people soda?
It's not the black people soda.
No, I know
what you mean. I know what you mean. But what I'm saying is, I don't know how it, or like where it originated. And I feel like we heard it... was it a stand-up? Was it like, it wasn't the Dave Chappelle special, but it was something.
No, you're onto it. It was pop culture.
It was pop culture, and it was something.
But then we dove into it, and we found out, oh yeah, this is a thing.
It's like the mascot soda for black people.
I'm like, as a white dude, I'm like, huh? What?
That was news to me too, but it makes sense because my dad loves Sprite. I love just
Sprite's
because
great.
I love
Sprite.
Sprite. I thought everyone loved Sprite. Some people don't, but it's just kind of that go-to thing. I have no answer for you though.
Okay.
I have no idea, and I'm interested to know why. Because it's not like it's not like it's a regional thing. It's just Sprite. the ultimate, what's the word? The honorary drink.
The honorary soda of
my people.
African Americans. Oh, my people.
My people.
Is that how it's said too? My people?
Well, everyone's my people, but you know.
All right. Here, next thing. This came up on the show a few weeks ago.
Uh-oh.
So some idiot, because I know you don't listen to the show as much as you would like to because...
Work.
Yes, I was going to finish my sentence, but thank you for finishing it for me. That's great broadcasting, by the way.
You're welcome.
You're busy, and you can't always listen. And I know I hear you in the shower listening to me. Hello.
You hear me because you're right outside the shower staring at me.
Right. Usually with my phone taking pictures of you.
Oh, Lord.
But, anywho, I know you get caught up eventually. So I don't know at the time we're recording this if you've gotten caught up. And boy, is this going to be a big topic over summer of 2021, weddings. Because so many were canceled last year, right? And some moron wrote in about his presumably sounding gigantic, dumbass, expensive, stupid-ass wedding. Blah, blah, blah. We went down the rabbit hole of... And I kept saying during the segment, this isn't what he wrote about. But I was guilty as much as everybody else was on the show. We kept lecturing him on how stupid the idea was of spending tens of thousands of dollars on a wedding with hundreds of people. We presumed a lot. Mm-hmm. Because so many reasons, but what I wanted to focus on with you is in literally a couple years and certainly decades, everybody you have at your wedding, like 90% of them won't be part of your life.
Right.
So we started to go down that road. And eventually Kyle, which I thought was a really creepy moment because Kyle totally called me out and said, Rob, I'm working on my Kyle voice.
Kyle sounds like Nick, like producer Nick.
I know, and I can't do that. It can't be the same thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like Kyle's an octave higher than...
Rob,
this is producer
I don't
Nick.
know.
So,
I don't know Kyle well enough.
Rob. Anyways, I'll work on it.
That ain't it.
Rob, weren't you and Christina married at Pajaro Dunes? Which that's very specific. That's literally like...
What a creeper, Kyle. Right. You're a creeper.
So I called him out on the air and he said, actually, Rob, we talked about that in my interview, which I didn't remember.
Oh,
We did.
Okay.
We did
then
talk
you're
about
not.
that.
I take that back, Kyle. You're
Me
not
too.
a creeper.
I took it back. Actually, I was kind of flattered that he even remembered and then brought
It's
it up.
very sweet. Even if you were in creeper status, it's still very sweet.
So that led us down the discussion of you and I had 7 people at our wedding, maybe
7.
maybe it's 9.
Dad.
Yeah, your mom, dad,
Yeah.
your
7
sister,
people.
nephew, Don, Gary, my dad.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay, at the wedding. And then I mentioned that a month later, we had our wedding celebration party, which was epic.
It was great.
And the people on the show, Brandon and Dawn, who were there, agreed. I mean, that was one of those, we will never forget that party. It was so great.
And a lot of other people will never forget it because it brought so many people together after so long.
And they were all talking about it.
Yeah.
The late at night, the next morning, those that stayed.
Yeah.
But I used that as an example of saying, we didn't do the wedding thing. We did the wedding party thing. Mm-hmm. And even with that, and I was on the fly doing this because I don't know what the number is, and we're about to do this together, is that was only 3 years ago. Not even, right?
It was a little over 3 years. Oh yeah, because we did the party like almost not a year after, right? It was a year
month
after.
later.
Oh, a month
we got
later.
married in February. We did the party in late March of the
maybe
same year, 2018.
So it was a little over 3 years ago.
So it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
And what I was doing on the air in real time was I was envisioning this photo we have down our hallway that was the group picture of all of us out there in the rented house.
Yeah, I love that house.
And and I did the math. Hold on, I have to check my numbers. So there's 46 people in addition to us in that picture.
Oh, geez.
So it's 48 total people. And the photographer was way up on the top of the house. And we're on this grassy knoll and the horribly ugly Sacramento River is behind us with all of the crack bales floating behind us.
The bricks of crack just floating down the road.
But yes, the house was gorgeous. The party was amazing. Everybody had a great time. And even in that setting, I started in real time on the air go, how many of those people are still in our lives? It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
And Brandon like awkwardly and overtly out loud laughed like, well, I could do the math on that. You're missing a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I have taken a picture of the picture.
Oh.
Which I have on my cell phone because you got to blow it up. I don't know some of these people's faces.
Really? Oh.
So when I look at, and this is tough because we had a privacy screen.
Yeah.
And all that. But so I don't know. So like I know these two, they're gone. They're not part of our lives.
They're gone.
They were my friends. They're gone.
Bye.
They're done.
Bye.
Those two. Okay.
Yep.
Who the hell's behind them? And we'll edit this out. I don't even know who some of these people are.
Who?
Like maybe it'd be easier to go through and count.
I don't
who's
know
still
who
in our
that
lives.
is.
Right.
I know who that is.
Oh, and they're gone, right?
One of them is.
One is and one isn't? Oh, now I'm curious who they are, but we can't say it.
We can't, but I can give you a hint. Just...
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, really? Let me see that. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So wait, we've eliminated 5. All right. And then the next 2 we're still friends with. That's you don't even know.
Yeah.
I have no idea who there's this cluster of 4 people there. I have no idea who that is.
Oh, that's that's
your people?
No.
My people? What, you're doing hand signals?
I'm doing hand signals.
We're recording this. What is that?
It's a weather with an A at the end. A weather condition with the A at the end.
Oh,
duh.
Okay.
And then the other person is someone I didn't know, but it's one of your people in that group.
Yeah, that's his person. Who's in the back? Isn't that
her husband?
Oh, yep. Okay. So
See,
they
you
still
just
count.
have bad eyes.
Well, no, actually, I have 20/10 vision.
Who the hell is? Oh, that's
thanks to Griffin and Reed Eye Care. The premise of this party was we're inviting everyone and only people that we love. And we'll have fun with. But the first part was everyone. Because like when it comes to holidays, we get much more restrictive. It's not everyone. It's, wait a minute, what is our Thanksgiving going to look like? And who? And we start working on dynamics.
Which we still need to talk about that.
Not right now, we don't.
We don't.
Thanks.
But I'm just saying, we need to talk about like what we're going to do this
Point
year.
being, if you could focus, we're doing a PROBcast right now.
RADcast?
I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
When we do like Thanksgiving, which that's our traditional big party every year if we're going to do one.
Yeah.
That's much more intimate, and then it's not only about how many, but it's also the dynamics of wait a minute, if we invite this person, we can't invite this person.
Yeah.
But at a party like this, giant house on the river, it's like no, we're not going to worry about all those dynamics.
Handle your own self, be an adult, and
that's how we came up with 46 guests, which
Right.
for us is a big list. So
I know,
13
but I
are
don't
gone.
know.
Okay.
13
so 35. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm actually surprised it's that big.
I am too. I thought we would have like maybe 6 people that we still have.
But again,
but some people are proxies for the, or not
Right.
proxies. Some people are, they come with the other. They're
Right.
the keychain for the key.
Right. And it's only the guise of we're inviting everyone that we would, not in an intimate setting.
Right.
So we go from 48 to 35.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. Of that 35, probably 10 or 12 are only there because they come with other people.
They're the plus one.
Which was the point we were trying to make on the air with this whole goddamn thing of, oh, we're going to invite everyone. We're going to do all these. You look back on your wedding, you look back on your reception, and you go, why did we do that? There was now, and that's what I was trying to say as both a positive and a negative was, there is no way we will ever regret that party we did.
No,
because it was perfect.
It was absolutely perfect. We did amazingly. Everyone that helped out did absolutely tremendous, and it was the party of the year for our social circle, and I think it was exactly what we needed it to be, what we wanted it to be, and yeah, it was great.
And to not only have us know that, but to have so many people talking that way late at night and the next morning for those, like, what do we have, 4 or 5 couples that stayed?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The next morning, and then people kept talking about it moving forward.
Right. We kept getting emails and texts and like, man, that was a great time. It was just so great. And I don't know. It gives me a little chills because it was just such a good time.
Well, and when you look at that picture, there are actually people missing that we would want there the next time. None of our parents were there, as it turned out.
Right.
Not by design, but by circumstance. I can think of 2 of our really close friends that weren't there.
Which I'm annoyed they weren't there, but that because we didn't know them yet. Wait, I think.
wait, we're talking about different
We're talking about
friends.
different people?
I'm talking
Okay.
about my long-term friends who remain
yes.
our friends. And I remember why they
yeah.
didn't make it, but they didn't.
I don't remember,
But we would absolutely want them at a party.
Yes.
We always invite them to a party. And now I'm curious who the hell you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about.
I don't.
It's who I talk to every day, all the time.
Oh, them.
Yeah.
Oh,
we didn't know them.
They're 6-month-old friends. Not
I
even
know,
that.
but they're like 6-month-old
Yes.
friends that feel like 6-year friends
Yes.
and whatever. And so I was just saying, time-wise, I'm frustrated with mother time. Or father time. Is it father time and mother nature?
Father time, yeah. Mother doesn't get everything, all right?
That was toxic masculinity. Which I love. That was a joke.
Oh,
You know.
okay.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Oh, God.
Fine.
What did I do?
I'm jumping subjects. Toxic masculinity. Where'd that go? Let me
Oh, Lord.
let me show
You know I'm not. Okay. All right. Here we go.
I cannot with you. So, my notes.
We hear them.
I have no problem acknowledging that during the summer months, my skin color is not natural. I get spray tanned.
Okay.
You do it,
Okay.
which I greatly appreciate, and we have so much fun doing it. Here's the thing, and this is why I made the note to
So
myself.
now people are going to... Okay, go ahead.
What? Now people are going to what?
People are going to come after me if I mess up. So sometimes I mess up during the summer. I mess up on... And they're, I don't care.
shit.
I mean, seriously, I'm just saying, now they know who the culprit
Babe,
is. It's my fault. Sorry,
I've
y'all.
acknowledged, I was going to say admitted like it's a crime on the air before, that no, this is not my completely natural color. And I
cares?
told you, what?
I said, who cares?
People do.
Okay.
People care about everything. And I told you, back in the 90s, a dermatologist in Reno taught me about somebody who's very fair-skinned like me, that this was when self-tanning lotions were becoming a thing, that they actually help, and this is a very volatile issue. I don't need your goddamn emails. Fight about it amongst yourselves. But there are many dermatologists who insist, and then others who disagree and say, it's very dangerous, wear a mask, that the self-tanning lotions, or now spray tan, things like that, actually help to protect fair-skinned people.
That gives you a barrier
from skin
cancer. A little
cancer.
bit of a barrier.
Yes. So,
and I bet because there's a lot of sun. There's not a lot. There's probably some element of sunscreen in them as well.
I have
know
no
the
idea.
Products I buy.
I mean, obviously, I'm not like suddenly producing all sorts of melanin.
Yeah,
so,
I know, but I'm just saying that in those products they probably put sunscreen. Like my daily moisturizer has SPF in it, and so
I don't know, because so
we're
many
SPF people.
dermatologists get very angry when you say that. Oh, don't say that. So, anyways. I've never claimed that all of my, when I do have hue, is natural. So you spray tan me. We have a very fancy little setup, a little tent that you put me in, blah, 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 and you spray tan me. And I think part of it is because there's all these wonderful, fun products that you can't use because you're black already. And it's like, oh, well, these things are worthless, so I'm going to spray them on my husband.
Which I've actually learned that black people can tan. Or not
But
that they
spray
not that
tanned.
they can tan. No, I'm saying that spray tanning can help even out our skin, which is an interesting thing. Yeah. I
Well,
learned it
I'm not
from
going to
one
be
of my
spraying
makeup
you because
blogs.
that.
Yeah, go
that's
ahead.
not gonna
I will
go
stop
well.
interrupting you. Go ahead.
So recently, during a tanning session. Oop, what?
No, I'm saying oop like I'm trying to figure out what I did.
Okay, well, you brought up toxic masculinity, which this dichotomy of yours, or whatever, yeah, it's a dichotomy, drives me friggin' nuts. While we were finishing up a tanning session, you were talking about something I think we had done a session, and then we had to do a rejuvenation session because my lower legs hadn't taken the color that we wanted. And you, as you've said over the last couple of years, well, if you would just shave your legs.
Oh, if you would shave your legs, because I'm sure many people didn't understand that because of the weird voice you're using.
Shave your legs, it wouldn't beat up and you'd get better color. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, I don't know if that's true. I was just trying to
but that's
eliminate.
what you said.
Yes.
Okay. What the hell do you think you married, and why do you act the way you do about
No,
other things?
I don't.
Toxic masculinity, let me explain. You have very specific masculine things that you demand, want, and that you love about being married to me. Some not so great, but that's part of the package. Deal with it. And then you come along and tell me to be, in my opinion, feminine and shave my body hair. And I don't want to hear all the bullshit about bodybuilders that do it. That's for a reason. I'm not going to shave my leg hair. And you do this in other areas too, where you like little pick and choose things, where you like tell me to do things, or you no, not tell me. That's wrong. You express things that you would like me to do, where I'm like, there's nothing manly about that at all, and yet you want me to be a man. We talked about this in the first pROBcast you were on. We have a traditional gender role relationship for the 21st century, and yet you ain't shaved your legs. What's next? You want to wear lipstick?
No, okay. See, you're missing the point completely, per usual. So, the only reason I say that is because when I do your spray tanning and it just requires more work for me the next day, and then I don't want product buildup and things like that. I'm still learning, because newsflash, I didn't grow up spray tanning. And newsflash, I don't know how to do it, but I've been doing it for a few years now. And I know now I am. That's why I said I've been doing it for a few years now. And so I've had the practice, and I've done the research, and I've looked. And the only reason I say the whole leg hair thing, no, I don't want a man that shaves his legs. I mean, if men shave their leg, hold on, put your little hand down. Well, my hand, I have giant hands, so everyone's hands are little to me.
All right, that's another topic.
I don't want you to shave your legs for any other purpose other than it's annoying when I have to keep spraying your legs because the product is so fine the way that it sprays, because I'm not just spraying. It's not like you're putting on a lotion, like, because we do have the lotions and the foams and things like that. So when I spray just a fine mist on you, it just settles on your hair, and that makes it uneven versus your bare skin. So it's more so, okay, well, I would like for you to shave during the summer before these sessions, because then it actually sprays directly on your hair, versus if you have some sort of, imagine you have a layer of hair on your head, and I spray, it's going to spray the hair, not the skin.
Right, but I get all that.
So I'm willing to sacrifice an inkling of manliness for you to shave your legs and me not have to do an extra damn day of work of spraying you and
But are you really? Like, how would you actually react?
You have blonde hair, babe. No one knows you have hair. Babe, I can't see your hair. I see it only because the light's behind you. So
you don't think if I shaved my lower legs below my knees, you don't think it would look any different?
No.
Really?
Yes.
Well, it's not happening. Okay.
I'll wax them in your sleep.
What was that?
Nothing.
What?
Huh?
You're gonna what? In my sleep? What?
Wax them in your sleep.
What? Don't you think I'd wake up after the first strip?
Maybe not. I'll just do one giant strip and just rip it off and run away.
What is it? It's like a rounded strip around my entire...
Yes, I'll just put like a wax sock, and then just rip it off. A little skin might come with it, but that's fine. You'll get over it.
Okay. Next. Why is it you never know where your purse, iPad, or eyelashes are?
Because you can figure it out.
No, that's wrong. I don't understand.
Because I move around the house a lot.
I do too. It's a big house. We move around the house. How many times do I ever call you, babe, where's my belt? I mean, why?
Okay.
So actually it's a two-part question. Why do you never know where these things are? And why do you think I do?
One, because, okay, I'm going to answer backwards. One, you're way more observant than me.
See, the point of the pROBcast is that I get
to ask questions,
delayed compliments from my wife. Thank you.
You're more observant in that area than me. I am more observant of like surroundings, and you're observant of our surroundings, but I take more consideration into it. Because, I'm hypersensitive to like being in public and all that stuff. Anyway, so you're more observant to when you see something in the house, where it is or something of that sort. And it's, I don't know. That's my only answer for the second question.
How many times in a week do you think you lose your iPad pencil?
My Apple? Oh.
Why is that?
Because it's hard. Like, I don't know what the iPad people are doing.
Oh, it's their fault.
Yes, because they just make a little stupid ass magnet on the side of the iPad that doesn't hold it. So if I carry it anywhere, the pencil's going to fall off. If it rubs against the wrong thing in the wrong way, the pencil's going to fall off. The pencil's small. The pencil doesn't have any type of Find My Pencil, because you have Find My iPhone, Find My iPad, all that stuff.
Isn't the pencil magnetic?
It is,
like,
but it's not a strong magnet. It's not a strong magnet. It's not.
For those of you that aren't watching the video, that was a very aggressive stance that my wife just took towards me to make that point.
You're the proxy for the iPad people. So that is why I lose the pencil all the time. And with respect to me not knowing where things are, this is a fault of mine that I think at this point in my life, I'm probably not going to fix.
Oh,
so
wonderful. You have no plans on it.
I mean, you knew what you knew when you married me. So I'm probably not going to fix it.
That's fair. It is.
I just take things off and put things down, and then I go on with my life. It's kind of how I deal with issues, friendships, relationships. I'm going to leave it where it is. And if it doesn't find me, I won't find it. So I just leave things where they go. Like this cup that's in this cup holder. I know those of you that are just listening, there's a cup in the cup holder right in front of me.
We're on our sofa in the house.
Once I'm done with it, I'll probably just get up and go do what I'm going to go do after we finish recording. And the cup will stay here until Rob moves it.
Right. Probably. No, that's how my day starts. My day starts by taking everything that you've left on the sofa, because I almost always go to bed before you. Mm-hmm. And then I get up before you, and whether it's a weekend or a lot of times during the weekdays, you don't find your way to the sofa because you're busy studying, working, externing ship, whatever you're doing. So I'm the first one back to the sofa, and I have to deal with not only taking your nasty ass 18-hour-old cups out of the cup holders, but also you've put all sorts of garbage in my cup holder, because this is a little passive-aggressive thing
wrappers?
that we both do, I'll admit. The other person's cup holder becomes the garbage chute, which for some reason does not get cleaned up by the person who put the garbage in there, because that would be considerate. So the next person has to come there and take all the wrappers and other stuff. But you also you up the ante. You also fill up my seat, because we have our own sofa seats, with your books, various towels, feminine products, pens, random chargers. There's all sorts of stuff. Every day it's like, oh, what am I going to find in my chair? Never a note that says, babe, I love you. That's never there.
I send you Voxes that say that. I send you 10-minute Voxes, which are this phone like walkie-talkie system. It's an immediate voicemail app.
10 minutes, I wish.
But I only do that because it's just, we live here, and it's just, I've always... I think it's a rebellion from my childhood of being told, clean up your room or this or that, the other. It's not like I'm a dirty person, when it comes to being like our house, it is lived in. And then it gets to a point, maybe like once every week and a half, that I'm just like, okay, no, I need to pick up everything. And now we're going to make the house spotless. And that always happens when we have guests. So that's why I love when we have guests, because then our house is spotless.
Yeah, but I hate it because you put so much pressure on yourself the day of to be that Southern belle charming hostess, to where I think you go beyond what you need to do. I'm like, babe, they don't care about what you're doing.
You're right, but I'm trying.
Yeah, I know. It's a growth process. But you do bring up an interesting topic of compatibility, because we are actually precisely the same as Meister the German Shepherd shakes his head in the background and jingles. In that we both allow things to clutter up until either one of us at our own pace can't handle it, and then we fix it. Can you imagine being with a clean freak, like a type A, all the time, every day? Everything has to be in its place. There's no compatibility there, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it unless it was something that they took upon themselves to do.
I do with the kitchen at times.
Right, that's how you are with the dishwasher. And I as much as I hate dishes piling up, I just hate unloading the dishwasher. And it's just, Rob is very much like, if the dishes are dirty, run the dishwasher. If the dishes are clean, unload the dishwasher. Put the dishes that are in the sink in the dishwasher. And I'm just like, guilty. I just won't walk in the kitchen for a couple hours.
Truth. Right, because a couple hours I'll take care of it.
Exactly. So if I was with someone that was a neat freak, they would have to take responsibility for their, not saying it's an issue, but what they have an issue with.
Which is how we handle the kitchen.
Right.
But the rest of the house, we're both pretty much identical.
Yeah.
Right? It's like,
And with me, my office is where my neat space is. Right now, my office is driving me nuts because I just have some things everywhere, because I've been out of the house more and not in there 24/7. But when I am in there every day, that's my space where you walk in and you think my whole life is just like put together amazingly.
Yeah, I think our offices scare each other because
Your
I
office
do
is
not get that
opposite.
vibe from your office.
Really?
And you don't get that vibe from my office.
You
I'm
think
like,
you don't think my office is neat?
Neat as in neat, not like, oh wow, this is neat.
No, neat like
No.
neat like
No.
you walk in.
Your office gives
right
me
now it's not,
anxiety.
but
I haven't been in your
my
office in
gosh.
days.
I have plants in there. Well, I took them out because I'm not in there. I have
Having the
plants.
presence of plants does not equal neatness.
There's some photosynthesis going on in there.
Which, by the way, where'd that come from?
What?
In the last year, you've become this green thumb with plants. And
COVID?
you were kvetching, but before COVID, you were trying and not succeeding. We killed a lot of living things. And now we've got like really nice and expensive, and people comment on Instagram about our plants, about how beautiful they are, and that's all you. But I don't know what changed, what switch flipped.
I think for me, the change was the investment, because I would buy a plant and you'd buy like these like $4 Trader Joe plants, which are just fine, or like whatever plants at whatever grocery store, or you go to Home Depot and you buy one of those little flower thingies or whatever insert store here. Sorry, none of them are advertisers, so I should probably stop name dropping. But isn't that how y'all do it? If they are advertisers, then we love them, and yeah.
It's not really how we do it, but okay.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. This is how I do it.
You're being very relatable. It's cool.
So I found a plant person that I actually buy all of my plants from.
She's not kidding. She has a plant person.
I do. Yes. I text her. I'm like, I need plants, and we get the.
I gotta get a fix. I'm scratching. I haven't had a fix. I haven't gotten a plant in 6
I need
weeks.
a succulent, which actually surprisingly, succulents are what I have trouble keeping alive because I want to care too much for them and they're too independent.
Yeah, those are like the
That's the
easiest
reason I
thing.
don't have cat. Well, there's other reasons I don't have cats, but anyway.
What?
No,
What do
because
succulents have to do with cats?
they're too independent. Like succulents, it's like you just leave them alone, they grow. When it comes to cats, it's you leave them alone, they're very independent. With these plants, it's because I invested a lot of money in them, relatively speaking, and I just realized once you have these type of plants, these larger house plants, it really adds to the space and it makes you want to just take care of them. And it's really cool to see them grow. Like Rob has to deal with me every now and again, showing him I propagated a couple of plants and showing him my new leaves that I get.
Propagating is where you take
clippings from a plant and you grow new roots and then you replant it and you create a new plant. It's like it's a baby plant. What are you getting?
Root.
I can't. But yeah, so I don't know. It's just nice to see something that is a product of your work. And I think deep down, and I'll shut up in a second because they were giving me that look. deep down, it's like during COVID, I just couldn't see the product of my work because everything went online. There wasn't really a lot to do. But with plants, I could see, this thing was not this tall last week, or this thing didn't have this many leaves last week.
So news from the future. I'm getting an email from producer Nick. Hey, Rob.
Tell Christina to stop doing that.
It would really help the video if you would take the camera, the camera that we told you to buy, and go around the house and get some video.
I can bring a plant and see
of the plants oh my God, do not. You are not going to do this.
My little plant.
Don't break the oh my God.
I'm not going to break the plant. It's just a cute plant.
I can't believe that you're doing this.
It's my plant.
She's posing for the camera with a plant.
And we have about 39 plants.
39. We have 39 plants.
39 plants, small and big. Small and large. Sorry, not small and big.
Small and big was fine.
Well, yeah. So we have about 39. We have 40 now that I brought a couple more home, but.
So, somewhere in there, like many minutes ago.
Sorry, you invited me.
At the time we're recording this, you reminded me of an incident we had at Williams Manor with a child. So it was a weekend night, and we were on our sofa watching something, doesn't matter, and we heard a loud thump, bang, boom on our front door. Yeah. Which is straight across from our sofa, through the entryway, and it wasn't a knock, it wasn't a bird, it was a brick, it was a fist, it was something thrown. We both knew it, and we both shot up, went straight towards the front door, turned on the video surveillance that we have. There was nothing out front that we could see imminently. I opened the door. We went out immediately, and, not to be dramatic, but you and I are both built this way. We cleared the scene. There was nothing there, nobody there. We looked for evidence. There were no weapons, no eggs, no bricks. In fact, we eventually identified a brick under our balcony, and I said, "Babe, has that brick always been there?" We determined, yes, it has been there, left over from a project or whatever. And after we put our weapons away, we regrouped and went back to the more broad video surveillance, because we have a variety of sources. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying not to sound, all privileged and stuff, but unfortunately,
no, we're just safe.
Yeah, we're safe.
And
I'm
we
a public
have the
figure
resources to be safe.
And so you're the mistress of the video surveillance system. I don't want to call you a mistress.
I didn't know what I thought it was a word I didn't know.
And you immediately found out it's some stupid kid, 12.
Yeah, 12, maybe 13.
Who literally bolted. I got to give him credit. It could be a track and field star. Bolted towards our front door. And
go ahead. No, I was saying no.
What?
Well, I was saying he walked up, it's almost because I'm flabbergasted at the fact that he was so stupid to not realize that it's 2021 and we all have damn cameras.
And especially being that age, it's they know more than us how much technology is everywhere.
And even waited and did the 3, 2, 1 thing to his friend standing in the street before he did what he did.
Well, and we even have, just again to name drop, we have the obvious ring, which everybody knows what that looks like, which means you're being recorded. We also have a 5-figure video surveillance system beyond that, but just the ring should scare the shit out of this kid, but it didn't. So he runs up, so he walks up to the door. You're right, he ran after he did the pounding, and then ran away.
Yes.
And so after we saw that, we deduced and recognized from the neighborhood where he was from, and both of us shot into action of, hell no, we're going to go find the parents.
Yep.
Which we did. Or we found some adults at this particular house that we knew where they were coming from. They were having a get-together. There were many kids out back. We met out front with a couple of parents. It actually kind of worked out really well that there were a few parents coming out as we were approaching the house. Long story longer, we're both kind of going, did they really take us seriously? Because you were the one, and I found this so impressive, and I followed your lead. You made the point to them when we were talking to them that it's because it was almost 9:00 at night.
It was about to be, the sun was going down.
Yeah,
it was
and
darker.
so when you and I hear things like that, as I referenced earlier, we grab weapons. Because we don't know what's going on. And our dogs are going insane. And you made that point to them. This is a dangerous thing.
Because the reason I brought that up to them was because I wanted to be, I didn't want to think that we were just, I didn't want them to think that we were just these neighbors that were so out of touch with what it's like to be a kid.
And I think to that point, do you agree? I thought it was a very friendly interaction by all parties.
Yes, it was a very friendly interaction. And what I said was, hey, I ding-dong ditched as a kid. Rob chimed in and said the same thing. And it's we get it. We're not unreasonable or thinking anything of it. But
right, we're not the old man on the corner. Get your kid off my lawn.
Yeah. So However, it was very, I wanted to make sure it was very clear to them that we are a heavily armed home. And I'm not going to charge any type of knowledge to them that they know that Rob's a public figure or anything of that sort, and that there are disgruntled people sometimes there aren't. Most of them aren't going to do anything. But to have that, we have alarm dogs. We have dogs that are going to get you if they really need to get you. And we also have a lot of weapons to protect ourselves in our home and in our possessions in general. So
not a good idea to be pounding on the...
Exactly.
And you made a specific point, too, about in this neighborhood or something like that.
Yes, I made the point of the fact that it's a nice neighborhood. Everyone they want to protect their space, and it's not a good look, or it's not a good idea, and it could put your child in danger. And I want to make sure that you guys are aware that this happened.
And it felt like we didn't get much of a reaction, really.
It did. We got like the doe eyes, and you're not going to know this from the people that are listening, but it's like the wide-eyed, like, it wasn't like a, oh my gosh, like I'm so embarrassed thing. It was like, oh my gosh.
Nor did they feel threatened.
No, nor did they feel threatened. It was a very friendly interaction, but it was more of a, oh my gosh, I have not experienced someone interacting with me face to face to confront me about an issue, because in this day and age, you just post it on the Nextdoor app and you go on with your life.
How true. How old would you guess these parents that we talked to were?
Early 40s.
Okay. Because that's a very interesting point you bring up about, which I hadn't thought of until you just brought it up now, that I think you're absolutely right. Their reaction was internally, and I don't want to give it an emotion, but it was like, oh my God, I'm actually being confronted in person by human beings.
Someone's actually holding me accountable, and they're not in my face. They're in front of me, and they're talking to me like a human being, and it's not behind a computer screen. It's not on a forum. I'm talking to a human being, and they're not just appeasing me.
And so, and I think what really capped that off for both of us was you intentionally brought your cell phone, which had the video, which we showed them. Mm-hmm. And you showed it to them, and there was this really weird pregnant pause, and then one of them looked at the other and said, could that be Gregory? I'm making up a name.
Yeah, big
and
names.
It's like, what could that? You know who it is.
Yeah, you know who that child is.
You just name dropped who it is.
You said, and then the person goes, might be, it could be. What do you mean it could be?
Meanwhile, in the background, in the backyard, 'cause this is all in front of a house, in the background, we hear the kids at their pool party. And it turns out they're having a great party for a great reason, which we don't want to ruin.
Not at all.
But it's like,
if that were me, in my day, my parents would have taken me and said, get your butt out of the pool, and you go and you talk to these adults that you just interrupted their evening, and you apologize, and you make sure it never happens again. And by the way, you're probably going to mow their lawn in the morning.
So you and I talked the day after, and you made that exact point. And I said to you that I've lost so much faith in parenting at this point that I never expected what would happen to either you or me when we were kids, which we talked about in the first pROBcast that you were on, is even though we have this big age difference, we were raised the same way. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
Either one of our parents would have drug our asses out of the pool, I believe you said it, by the ear, so that the other adult could see, and then we would have been told to apologize, etc. It doesn't matter what the event is, etc.
Right.
The most that I expected was when I found out what the event was. It was a celebratory event. Yay, good for them.
Woo.
Was that parents of today would let Gregory continue his celebration. They may or may not say something to him at that moment, but either way, the following morning, there would be a follow-up either, ideally, if you're going to even give me my, okay, we're advancing to 2021 parenting next day, front door apology, personal apology, Gregory and his parents, or Gregory at the door and his parents are at the curb and he's saying, I'm really sorry.
Right.
Or more likely in this day and age, a note.
Mm-hmm. Stick a note on the door.
Well, we got nothing.
Nothing. And I saw the little effer walking down the freaking street with his stupid towel and backpack.
The next day, you saw him going home.
Walking home.
Nothing.
And it's, so that's our story. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Where we've been 3 years, but that was something. So this
pROBcast
will air right before or shortly before our summer vacation, where we get 2 weeks off.
When's that?
Right after this pROBcast airs.
Oh, okay.
End of June and 4th of July.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I can't keep track of your schedule.
Actually, you can because it's in your phone. I send it to you. You have all the dates.
I feel like that's not on the calendar.
Okay. Anyhow, I bring this up for a reason that you could stop interrupting me for. It's going to be a 2-week vacation. Last year we had 3 weeks, although the extra week was Dawn's mother-in-law had passed away. Yeah. And you and I, as we've mentioned before, we spent most of the pandemic living as normally as we could. We had the audacity to go to Lake Tahoe for Thanksgiving. We've been to many super spreader events. We even, we flew to Texas in October. But we had a lot of things also that we couldn't do. And we're going to actually do something that we usually would do 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Go to Vegas. Now, usually we would fly to Vegas. We're not going to fly with masks on, which right now, as of this recording, the federal mandate is you still have to fly with masks on. Well, middle finger to that. No reason to spend 5 figures for a private plane for a 90-minute flight when somehow, I don't know how, but somehow you and I can tolerate 7 hours in a car together, and I will get us to Vegas in 7 hours. And the only reason we did this is we love Vegas. We have had amazing trips to Vegas, and Vegas is normal if you're, quote, vaccinated, and they're doing the whole, it's all up to you. They're not checking. They're not.
Oh, they're not enforcing.
Which we don't care because we're vaccinated. So if they wanted to force us, here's your card. Fine.
Yeah, we're vaxxed. Vaxxed and relaxed.
Is that what that is? That a thing?
I'm just making that up. Vaxxed and relaxed.
So we're going to what has become our hotel with our cigar club, and you and I love to just waste mountains of money playing video poker and drinking for free, so we think it all evens
doesn't
out.
Really add up, or it doesn't even out, but...
Let's go with it does. We're just going to go with it does.
I feel like it, okay.
Just go with it. It does.
I think it's because I lose all the time. You win, so yours probably evens out for both of us.
Whoa. Was that another compliment?
Lucky this is recorded.
So, I have preached on the air, it's stupid and shitty to celebrate normal. We shouldn't be celebrating things that... So, 2019 and before... You and I can do what I just described anytime we want. We shouldn't be overly excited and celebrating the fact that we're going to do it. But where are you?
Okay, see, and I've heard you say that, and I do get the premise.
Do you?
I understand the premise. Yes.
That's a thing we do, the do you thing.
Yeah, I am a Juris Doctor.
Pardon me, doctor. Sorry, JD.
I get to wave that flag for like another week and then I'm done. No, as you always say, education does not make you smart or something. I don't know.
Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, whatever.
Next.
So
that'll get me canceled.
So I'm excited because, but it's not, I don't want to celebrate what we should have already had, but I want to celebrate that a little bit less stupidity is factored into our lives. So it's kind of celebrate. What were we talking about? I don't know. Earlier in another conversation that wasn't recorded, we were talking about this. So that's very relatable, right? Talking about the absence of something versus the presence of something. And so I would be celebrating the absence of the stupidity and the restrictions. Granted, it's not going to be the same. It's not because No. You know, people are going to be wearing masks and all of that. It's not going to be the same with respect to what we see. How we experience it, that's our responsibility. I think that will be the same, and we'll have the conversations about the people watching and whatever. That's just us. We'll have those conversations, and masks and all that stuff will just be incorporated into it, and we'll have a bottle of hand sanitizer that's forced next to us. But I'm excited. I mean, I'm not going to jump up and down for it, but I'm looking forward to it.
How much?
And I'm not going to deprive myself of that.
How much does because I know I'm on a whole other level than you are, although you're starting to get closer to my level, which I don't know if that's good or bad. How much is my complete and total intolerance internally, only you hear this, I would never say anything to them of people that continue to wear masks. Because it feels like many weeks ago, March, April, whatever, when I would make comments, you got really uncomfortable or annoyed with me that I was like, stop it. And now I know I'm on steroids with the whole thing. It's like, Jesus Christ. I would never say anything to them. On one level, I don't give a shit they're wearing a mask, but I do. And I'm in therapy for that, so that's another different pROBcast. But
work in progress.
What?
I said work in progress.
Okay, I thought you said ROBcast again, so I was gonna,
okay,
tackle you. So you get the brunt of it because the other times I do it just to myself. I would never say anything to them. But when you're around, I'm like, take your mask off. Only to you. Nobody else. But you seem to be a little less annoyed. But
So is your question? Because your question is if I'm still annoyed.
Yeah.
Yes, I get it. It bothers me quite a bit. Your reaction to it not bothers me in a way that it's like your fault. It bothers me because when you react that way, it's something that you... Okay, let me finish my sentence. It's something... Sorry, that's me telling myself to quit starting multiple sentences at once. When we're out and we're having a good time, I get upset with you that you allow the idiots or just the people that need to wear masks, because there are some people that it's appropriate for them, and it's a personal choice. Mm-hmm. And so we have already developed this understanding of, okay, well, the masks are not going away. And you have always taught me if you don't have, or you've taught me if you don't have control over something, why waste your energy on it? And I see you not practicing what you preach because you waste so much energy on it. And I'm glad you're working on it in therapy, all jokes aside.
I am.
Because
you're not wrong.
Because when we're out and we're having a good time, you're allowing something that has nothing to do with you affect you. And it puts you in a place that's not great. And it's not nice to be around.
So what happens to you when you occasionally fall into that place?
When people do stupid shit, like when you have 3 people at the table wearing a mask, 2 people not wearing a mask, but then when they get their food, they take off their mask, and then you see them forget to put their mask back on, and they hug each other. They're doing all this stuff. They're sharing food, sharing forks. When it's blatantly freaking stupid. I mean, it's all stupid.
All of which doesn't affect you though, based on your guidelines earlier.
It doesn't. You're right. You're right. This is a little bit of hypocrisy on my part, and I think for me, what is more irritating is that you're letting it do it to you all the time.
Yes, I am.
Whereas I'm saying, babe, I'm here at this restaurant right now because I want to spend time with you and I want to enjoy my time with you. And I want to sit here and I want us to be in a mood that, like, I want us to be us. And you're allowing the surroundings to make us not us. You'll tell me, you shouldn't care about whoever's staring or whoever is, or if we're talking too loud or if someone else is talking too loud or if someone is being a biscuit here, there, wherever. But then you will do the whole, you see someone walking with a mask, take it off their table or whatever. And you're like, take off your freaking mask. And it's like, babe, let it be their choice. Not in a let it be their choice like they're smart. But we don't know their circumstances. However, I don't care about them. It's more about, I don't like that you are not practicing what you preach when it comes to not letting them, by letting them affect how you feel, because you're better than that. I know you are. And it's just something that you don't at this moment have a grasp on. It's overcoming you, and I hate that.
Yeah, it is. No, it is. And I am trying to figure it out because you're absolutely right. It's like,
but I understand.
I don't care, like, if they have purple hair.
Yeah.
So what do I care if they have something covering their face? I mean, I know why I care. I've got to work through it. And
you've been inundated with this since day one. This is your job to be informed, read about it, care about it in a sense, inform others about it. So I get it. You're sick of it. It's like you're eating damn scrambled eggs every damn day for breakfast, lunch, dinner, brunch, anything. Whoa. Yeah.
I love scrambled eggs, but that's too much, man.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Versus someone who eats scrambled eggs once a week. That's how I view it. I eat scrambled eggs once a week. You eat scrambled eggs, breakfast, lunch, dinner, brunch, dinner, all the meals, snacks. And so you're like, I'm fucking sick of it. And so I get it. You have a guttural reaction.
All right. Well, I'm fucking sick of this conversation. So
me too.
Thanks, babes.
Put your mask on.
No, you put your mask on. Next time. Bye.
The RAD pROBcast.
Bye, y'all. I didn't get to say bye. Oh, I did. Oh, you see, you were touching a little thingy.
I don't have a little thingy to touch. Are you done?
I'm done. Bye, y'all.
The RAD pROBcast. Did you enjoy this episode of the RAD pROBcast? Send an email to rad@radradio.com. A new episode of the pROBcast premieres anytime Rob feels like doing one.